Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I thought I would take a look at a new release on Blu Ray, 4K specifically. This is not a new movie for anyone who's younger in age that may be watching this. The Keep is a movie from the 1980s. It was released in 1983 and starred Scott Glenn and Gabriel Byrne. Um, it's it's an interesting film. I can best describe it as being a combination of horror slash mystical fantasy slash World War II thriller. And maybe even a little bit of sci-fi in there. It kind of hits all those notes. Uh, Very atmospheric, very moody. The music is done by Tangerine Dream, which was a famous band back in the 80s. So while you're watching the movie, you're seeing again kind of these moody older visuals of World War II era, and some interesting visuals of the bad guy, shall we say. Um, and it's it's almost a little jarring in watching the movie because you see these aspects of the movie and you're kind of getting this dreamy, atmospheric synthesizer sound as a soundtrack. Uh, so the soundtrack also is unique, I think, to the kind of movie that it is. I did not see this when it first came out. I saw it much later when it was released on television. A note about this is it does bring that up at the beginning of the film that, before the beginning of the film, that there are elements and scenes that are in the TV version that are not in this version. This is the 96-minute theatrical cut. This movie was directed by Michael Mann, who was famous for doing things like Miami Vice, Manhunter, the movie, if anyone's seen that. Very well respected director. He's got a certain flair for style when he's directing a movie. And he had a director's cut. I believe it was over 2 hours long, maybe closer to 3 hours long. But the studio didn't like it. I guess it didn't test well. Michael had some studio interference while he was making this movie, and he had to deal with that and had to cut down the movie some to a shorter length, and they still didn't like it. It still wasn't testing well, so it ended up getting cut down to its 96-minute running length, which is what this is. So it's great that we have the Keep out on home video. It's been out on VHS and Laserdisc, but never on DVD. I think the Australians got a DVD release around 2020 or so, but it never got a US release on DVD, and until now on Blu Ray. This is brought to us by Vinegar Syndrome right here. It's a boutique label that specializes in cult classic movies and horror movies and things like that. I ordered this from their website. I tried to order it from Amazon, but it said it wasn't available. Right now it says on Amazon that it'll be available on the 28th of January, 2025. I've been told it's sold out, so I'm not really sure what the status of the availability is. I did go back to Vinegar Syndrome's website, and you can no longer get the limited edition collector's set, which it came in a box, had some extras. Um, that was limited in number, and that sold out, I think, pretty much right away. You can get it on eBay, but it's a little pricey. So if you're happy to have just a standard version, that's fine. They do have it available on their website. As of today, which I'm filming this on Sunday, what is it, the 4th today, I think, 2025. Um, they said on their website they had 942 copies left. So that leads me to conclude that even this standard version is a limited release. They've only got so many copies available. So if you're interested in this movie, or you've seen this movie and always wanted a copy like I did, don't waste any time. Get on to Vinegar Syndrome's website and order yourself a copy before they sell out. And then of course you're looking at a collector's market, and they're going to go for silly prices. So the standard edition is also available on eBay. I've seen that, but it is overpriced. So you're better off going to the label and buying it straight from them while you can. Now, it says 4K Ultra HD on there. Here's the spine. Like I said, here's the back. It's got a bunch of extras. This has been restored from the original camera negative, and it looks really good. It's a dark film, and dark by I mean, well, it's a dark film anyway, but as far as lighting goes, it's a dark film, and that was intentional by director Michael Mann. So keep that in mind. It's not a well lit motion picture. I will also say something about the sound. The sound is problematic for me. I find that the volume has to be changed consistently while I'm watching, because the soundtrack and the vocal tracks don't mesh well. The music sound is louder than the vocals of the speaking. So you'll watch the movie and it'll be fine, and then all of a sudden everybody's whispering, it seems, and then there's some dramatic moment, and then the music rises up and clashes in your ears. And so I found myself constantly fiddling with the volume controls. From what I've read, this is not a defect. This is normal in all formats that this has been released in. Because of the studio interference, the studio basically, not only did they botch up the movie, because now the movie has got so much cut out of it, it's hard to understand kind of what's going on. It's a little incomprehensible. yeah, I mean, you get the gist of it, but things jump around and you're wondering, why did that person do that or say that, or why did that happen? And there's really no answer. Uh, the sound design was botched. So it's just part of the movie. It's just part of the experience of watching The Keep, unfortunately. If we look inside, we have two discs. We've got the regular standard high definition Blu ray disc and the standard 4K ultra high definition Blu ray disc. Artwork is the same on both discs. You can only tell the difference by the little labels at the side here. Now, I actually can't say much about the 4K disc. I wish I could. I do not have a 4K Blu-ray player. I do not have a 4K television set. I'm just set up for standard high definition. So picture quality is great on the Blu-ray, so I have to assume that it's great on the 4K. If any of you get this and you have 4K playback capabilities, let me know if it's, is this worth playing the 4K disc on? When the time comes, should I upgrade to a 4K player and a 4K TV? Or did you find that the Blu-ray is not that significantly less than the 4K? So unfortunately, I can't tell you. I'm happy with the Blu-ray. The reason I bought this is because I wanted the Blu-ray, and right now the only way to get the Blu-ray of this movie is through buying this 4K package. There is no separate Blu-ray package available. If you want the Blu-ray, you've got to get the 4K. If you want the 4K, you're going to get a Blu-ray whether you want it or not. So keep that in mind before purchasing. I'm glad I got it. It's been on my wish list for a long time for movies that haven't made it to Blu-ray, and I enjoyed watching it again. Just keep in mind some of the things I've said. It's definitely a cult classic. This movie did not do well upon its release, but over the years, I think it's been looked back on as being a cult classic, and deservedly so. It is interesting. It's quirky. I think the reason I like it is because I like the idea of it. I like the idea of what it could have been. Makes me want to read the book. It was based off of a novel, so I'd like to read the novel, and that's available on Amazon, so maybe I'll have to do that. If any of you read the book, let me know. Is it any good? Should I check it out? I'll have to see. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't show you clips from the movie itself and comparisons between the 4K and the Blu-ray, but I just don't have the gear and the tech to be able to do that. So this is the best I can do, is just talk to you about it and tell you about it. So thanks for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again real soon. Bye.